The game was a high-stakes clash. Indiana, clinging to 6th place in the WNBA standings, faced a physical Sun team fighting for playoff positioning. The Fever were already battered, missing Caitlin Clark, groin injury 17 games out, Sydney, Colson, and Arie McDonald, with Cunningham's scoring and toughness critical to their lineup. The collision came in the third quarter. Hartley, passing the ball, fell into Cunningham's knee, sending her crashing to the floor. Cunningham grabbed her leg, unable to stand as trainers rushed over. The arena fell silent, teammates gathered, and Cunningham limped to the locker room. An MRI later confirmed a torn MCL, ending her season. But it was the aftermath that set the internet ablaze. Cameras caught Hartley with what looked like a smirk, a moment that spread like wildfire across social platforms. Fans saw malice, not an accident, and the image became Exhibit A in a growing case against Hartley. The outrage was immediate. Social media posts branded Hartley the dirtiest player in the WNBA, with fans citing prior incidents. A hair pull on Angel Reese during a rebound battle and a shove on Rebecca Allen that drew scrutiny. "If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck," one viral post read, accusing Hartley of a pattern of reckless play. Cunningham's family amplified the fury. Her sister Lindsay criticized the WNBA's officiating, tweeting, "Focus less on finding players for commenting on your poor officiating and more on hiring officials who protect athletes." Her mother, Paula, called Hartley mean and out of control, a disgruntled player who caused trouble everywhere. Fans demanded a suspension, arguing the league's failure to call a foul on the play, or discipline Hartley, showed a lack of accountability. The WNBA's history of inconsistent officiating, seen in the Fever's controversial 76-75 win over the Sparks, fueled the narrative that referees were complicit in letting dangerous plays slide. Cunningham, however, took a different path. On her podcast, Show Me Something, on August 19th, she defended Hartley, emphasizing their friendship. "I know Bria, and I'm really good friends with her. There was no ill intent. I was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time," she said, urging fans to stop the attacks. She clarified the smirk as a grimace, not malice, and even asked her mother to delete her critical tweet. Yet her grace didn't quell the storm. Fans, unconvinced, pointed to Hartley's history and the league's inaction. Cunningham's own defiance shone through on Twitter, where she fired back at critics with "F around and find out," a sharp contrast to her podcast restraint. The forward post showed her fire. She wouldn't be walked over, even sidelined. Her blend of professionalism and fight made her a fan favorite, a competitor who refused to let the narrative define her. Then came the twist. On August 31st, the Sun announced Hartley's season-ending meniscus tear, sustained in practice. The timing stunned fans, who flooded social media with karma posts. "Wonder if she's grinning now," one read, while another called it poetic justice. The parallels were uncanny. Both Cunningham and Hartley out with knee injuries, both facing long recoveries. For Fever fans, it felt like the basketball gods had intervened where the league hadn't. Hartley's injury wasn't just a setback for the Sun, who lost a key rotation player. It shifted the narrative, vindicating fans who saw her as a villain. Yet, Cunningham stayed above the fray, focusing on her recovery and expressing gratitude to her teammates and the Fever organization. Her positivity, contrasted with the fan base's vindication, highlighted her resilience. The Fever's response to the turmoil showed their depth. Despite losing Cunningham, they refused to fold. Kelsey Mitchell erupted for 38 points against the Sun, earning Eastern Conference Player of the Week honors. Lexi Hull, sporting 2 black eyes from a prior collision, stepped into a leadership role, her hustle and defense stabilizing the team. Aaliyah Boston continued her dominance, averaging 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in recent games, her paint presence and deflections, like her 6 steals against the Sparks, anchoring Indiana. Coach Stephanie White's "next woman up" mantra, echoed by Boston, defined the roster. "It's how we live," White said post-game, praising the team's connectedness, toughness, and never-give-up attitude. Hardship contracts filled gaps, but the Fever's ability to win through adversity, seen in their chaotic 76-75 victory over the Sparks, proved their playoff mettle. The officiating controversy added fuel. Fans and players, including Clark and Colson, slammed the WNBA's inconsistent calls. The Sparks game, where referees stretched the final 3.9 seconds with questionable clock resets and inbounds, mirrored the Cunningham incident. No foul called, no protection for players. Colson's post-game remarks about surviving, not competing, resonated, while Clark's sideline frustration went viral, her influence amplifying the debate. Cunningham herself had been fined earlier for criticizing refs, yet Hartley faced no consequences for her physical play. This double standard, fans argued, endangered players and eroded trust in the league. Lindsey Cunningham's tweet summed it up. Protect your athletes. The WNBA's silence on Hartley's hit, followed by her injury, left fans feeling justice was served outside the league's control. Caitlin Clark's looming return heightened the stakes. Sidelined for 17 games with a groin injury, she was back in practice, hitting jumpers and running drills. Her pre-injury stats, 19 points, 8 assists, had transformed Indiana's offense, creating space for Boston and Mitchell. Clips of her shoot-arounds sparked buzz, with fans posting, "She's back." Coaches remained cautious, avoiding a return date to prevent re-injury, but her progress suggested a comeback before the regular season's end. With 5 games left, Indiana sat in 6th, a half game ahead of Seattle. Clark's court vision and shooting could elevate the Fever from gritty survivors to playoff contenders. Her presence would force defenses to adjust, opening lanes for Boston's post-play and Mitchell's scoring, 38 points versus Sun. Sims' clutch 21-point performance against the Sparks showed Indiana's depth, but Clark could make them a true threat. The Fever's resilience shone through the chaos. Mitchell's scoring outbursts, Hull's leadership, and Boston's dominance kept them competitive despite injuries. The Cunningham-Hartley saga, while ugly, galvanized the team. Cunningham's grace, defending Hartley while owning her fight, set a tone of unity. Her podcast transparency about surgery and recovery, paired with her fiery tweet, made her a symbol of Indiana's spirit. Hartley's injury, while ironic, shifted focus back to the Fever's fight. The league's officiating issues remained a sore point, but Indiana didn't need saving. Their 76-75 Sparks win, surviving referee chaos, and their response to Cunningham's injury proved they could handle anything. This wasn't just a controversy, it was a turning point. With Clark nearing a return, the Fever looked poised to climb higher. Her playmaking, paired with Boston's anchor role, Sims' poise, and Hull's grit, could make Indiana a playoff dark horse. The WNBA failed to protect Cunningham, but the Fever were writing their own comeback story, fueled by resilience and a belief that no setback could define them. As White said, that's what it takes. With 2025 playoffs looming, Indiana's fight was just beginning. Wish Sophie Cunningham a speedy recovery in the comments, and share your thoughts on the WNBA refs and Caitlin Clark's potential impact. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for every WNBA highlight.